Hello, viewers. Welcome to the new and improved Blue Midwest Mysteries. I am your new host of this podcast, LNERFlyingScotsman, aka Roberto. If you watched the last installment of this podcast, that was, I believe, number 19? Number 19. That was podcast number 19. It was the debate between me and MrMPS2002, and as I am now declared president of the TWRC, I have taken control of this podcast. And now you may be wondering, oh, is he going to announce his co-host for this podcast after all? And I do have my co-host here. Everyone, please give a warm welcome, a returning member to Blue Midwest Mysteries, Roman's TWR Empire.
Everybody's favorite, especially MrMPS2002.
That is true. It's one of my first declarations of community president. I have commissioned an executive order to unban Roman from this podcast, and since he was one of my biggest supporters during this whole election cycle, here he is.
You love to see it.
Yes, you love to see it, don't you, Matt? Anyways, so Roman, I think we gotta start this podcast out by talking about the election for a little bit. That's the biggest news that's currently relevating in the community right now.
Oh yes, naturally.
Yes,
it was a pretty big election. We had more turnout than we expected.
Definitely, folks. You will not believe this, but we had 412 different responses on this voting page form that we put out, and that is just amazing. It's incredible. We did not expect that the turnout would be even this high. When I posted my election video, that was that was received very well, I believe, and that was a lot more numbers than we expected.
Yeah, I was so surprised. I thought when PercyNo6 tweeted his tweet about that, I shared it to him, and I asked him, I'm like, did it really take that long? I forget what the tweet said, but anyways, he told me that, like, there were 400 votes, and I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
like,
400.
I am surprised, but all I have to say is thank you, everybody, for the support on Roberto's side. Me especially, I really appreciate it, because, I think that since MPS wanted to, drop like 100 nuclear bombs on me and piss on my grave, I think we should do that to him in return.
Oh, let's see. It's gonna be a little bit of a revenge plots here.
Yeah.
I have the forum page here in this big pie wheel. I did win the election with 23.5% of the popular vote. Matt got 21.1% of the popular vote. And I was telling Roman here, but there is this user who got like about 10 different categories for him. There's like the third place got 7.3% of the popular vote, but the third place was also fourth place and fifth place. And it's just crazy because the Google form is case sensitive and it's also space sensitive, so you gotta spell the name exactly for your write-in to add to their total. So this vote was split across like 8 or 9 different 8 or 9 different, like, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for here, Roman?
8 or 9 different types of like spacing and stuff for this user.
Yeah, so if you count all of it up, he actually beats MrMPS2002. So imagine losing to a write-in candidate. That is nuts.
Unlucky, MrMPS.
That is nuts.
Better luck next time.
Right, better luck next time. Maybe next year will be your year to be community president. So
spoiler alert, it won't.
Ooh. So anyways, with that now settled, I believe it is time to, I don't know, what do they talk about on this program?
Just random shit, really.
Alright. Well,
Halloween just happened.
that is true. Did you dress up as anything, Roman?
No, not this year, but last year, I guess since it'll make more conversation, last year I dressed up as a stoner, so.
As a stoner, but wait, aren't you like growing out your hair really long right now?
Yeah, that it's funny. Well, I did start growing out my hair like around a year ago now, but last year I needed a wig for the long hair, but yeah, now it's funny. I should have did it again, but
Yeah,
I
you would
didn't
have.
really have I didn't have any place to go, but it would have worked this year because I wouldn't even have needed a wig.
Yeah, it would have been all natural. Just put on, I guess, just whatever costume you had on, and boom, just go out, do whatever you want. Yeah, there was really nothing Halloween-ish over here either, mainly because I think the governor said Halloween is canceled, pretty much. So
They're trying to steal Halloween.
Steal Halloween. But, like, I can understand, it's not safe. I mean, the parties usually don't happen on Halloween for me. They happen, like, in the middle of October. There was a Halloween party I got invited to, but I was working, and I did not have intentions of catching Corona at a party. So instead, I'd rather catch Corona at work because I'm paid to be there.
Trick or treat. Yeah, I'll give you a trick. Get fucking coronavirus.
Yep, it's just the way it is. So maybe next year, I don't know, I guess Halloween won't be canceled.
Hopefully not. I swear, if this goes on, cause I've heard, I've heard people say, doctors and such say that this won't start to die down until like next summer. But I swear, if it goes on into next like holiday season, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I'm gonna be pissed, dude, because I can't. I'm so sick of this.
Dude, same here, honestly. It's just, I think everyone's tired of it, but some people they don't want to do the precautions.
Yeah, I know, and like I get it totally. Like this sucks, but first of all, you're putting everybody else at risk by not, ordering or obeying, mask mandates and stuff like that, and not only that, but you're also just slowing the process of things getting better for everybody.
Exactly, and there are people who say they don't want to take the vaccine, and it just makes this snowballs into another hotly debated topic that we can talk about here on Blue Midwest Mysteries. That I'm also thinking, Roman, that I believe with the change, this is the 20th episode of Blue Midwest Mystery. This is probably more than a landmark episode.
Oh yeah, this is like a double landmark episode.
A double landmark
the 20th episode. The 20th episode in 2020.
2020.
On the 5th, being recorded on the 5th of November, which is a multiple of 20, or is divisible by 20.
Well, thanks for dating this episode. It's supposed to go up on the 16th, I think, according to the schedule.
Hey, it's alright. Yeah, right now, let's date this even more. Right now, we don't know who the next president of the United States will be yet.
I really wanted to avoid any topics of the presidential elections, but here we are.
Hey, we're talking about our own election on the podcast. It has to be relevant.
That is true. This is the only... But I was going to say this is the only election that we should be talking about. My presidency, 97 votes, 23.5% of the popular vote. And you know what? I want to go back to that. I did end up getting the most votes. If, the MPS bot and I decided that if we did not get a majority, that we would flip the third-party vote, because nobody cares about the third-party vote. It's just empty space. And it would go to one of us, but luckily we did not need to do that this time around. I won. But it would have been a landslide if I won that coin toss, I will just say. Mm-hmm. And if Matt would have won the coin toss, I would have disputed it. I would have said it was a rigged coin toss. It's like when you put a dice on a on a stove. I think if you put it on a stove for like 10 minutes, it will be like weighted on one side where it'll always flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Alright, so back to what I was going on. I was looking for synonyms for the word landmark, because this is a new show right here. We might even need to change the name of the podcast. So if we're going to do that, we might as well, change the biggest running gag of the show here. So let's see some landmarks. I'm going to go on thesaurus.com right now and pull up some landmarks, and we'll see. Maybe we can have the viewers vote on which they want to, on which new word they want to replace landmark episode, because, folks, landmark was something MPS and PercyNo6 did. This is a new show. This is...
Landmark is a word of the past. We need to reform it.
Right, this is Roberto. This is Roberto and Roman. This is the R&R connection here. So, on thesaurus.com, we got synonyms for landmark, which is a historical or notable site. It's a noun. I didn't know that. It's not a person, place, or a thing. But I guess you can call it a thing. It's more like a description of a thing, though. Alright, so we got marker. We got memorial. We got milestone. Monument. I like that one. Museum. And tree. What the hell? Tree? I'm not kidding.
Welcome to our 20th tree episode.
Tree episode. And then, these things are colored in red. So those are the most relevant. And then in the orange category, we got battleground, benchmark. That's another good one too. Bend, blaze, feature. That one's pretty good. Fragment, guide, hill, mark, milepost, mountain. Oh, I can't even pronounce this one off the top of my head. I don't think I've ever heard this word before. Promontory, remnant, ruins, souvenir, specimen,
what?
Stone, survival, trace, vestige, and that's all in the orange category. And in the yellow category, we got vantage point and waypost. So those are all the options you guys have to vote for. You can put that in the comment section below.
I'm pretty sure you said monumental was one of them, and I'm liking the sound of monumental.
Monumental is one of them, but also tree. Tree.
How can you go wrong with tree?
Let's see. So the noun, it's giving me the noun, a large plant enclosed in bark and shedding leaves. I don't know how it's a noun for for landmark, unless a tree is considered a landmark. It's a point in land. You can use it on a map or something.
Here in Roberto's campaign, we treat all trees as important pieces of history.
Okay. Maybe we could call the new Monumental episode, and then have all of our fans and viewers be known as our trees.
I like the sound of it.
So if you are a fan of Blue Midwest Mysteries, you are now our trees. And with each new fan, we plant one new tree into the fan base of the show.
Thank you to all the trees listening right now. We really appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you.
And just remember, without you, Roberto wouldn't have won, and what the hell would we have done if he hadn't won? Well,
we wouldn't be here on Blue Midwest Mysteries. That's for sure.
That's right. And freaking crooked MPS would still be terrorizing all you viewers.
Ooh, I see a moth in my room right now. I've been trying to kill this sucker for like the last 2 days.
Well, you're the president now, Roberto.
I could, but I'm not going to kill the moth on camera. I have to clap my hands with the moth being there. I have to go to where the moth is. I see it flying in the corner of my room, and I hate it. Anyways, you got any other interesting tidbits to speak about, Roman? I believe we are going on 16 or 15 minutes of recording right now. This is about halfway of a typical Blue Midwest Mysteries. We're still ironing out all these differences that we're going to make in the show. But I think one thing that we're going to keep for now is the 30-minute or so episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got to keep the viewers entertained. Well, I'm looking at the TTTE community radio channel right now, and currently, Blue Midwest Mysteries looks to be carrying the channel. So all I gotta say is, we're doing good.
Yeah, our ratings better not go down, or else I'm afraid they'll have to cancel the show. And we can't just do that after we just named our audience trees.
I think we'll be fine. I honestly think we'll increase our viewership because I'm looking at episode 18 right now, which features MPS. And unfortunately, it only has 190 views.
Whoa. Is that the one with Wooden Railway only?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
Probably because no one knows who he is. Why would you want to watch an episode if you don't even know who the hell's in it?
Yeah, you know what? I think people do not know who he is because they listen to Roberto's Records, which is my own show on TTTE Community Radio. And, I could split my time between those two shows. I told PercyNo6 he has two shows, but he barely puts any time into his other show. I almost feel bad that it's so neglected. I told him, you can focus on this show, and I will take over this show for both you and MPS. And now here we are. So hopefully he'll be getting a new episode of that soon.
Yeah, hopefully he'll give his other show the love it deserves, because, his time here is done. I hate to say, but sit down, PercyNo6.
Oof, you're just attacking all of the old hosts of Blue Midwest Mysteries. Even...
Yeah, and another thing I'd like to say about MrMPS. The reason why the episode with Wooden Railway only has 190 views is because, MPS just brings in all the bad guests. And like you said, people are more inclined to tune into Roberto's Records.
Well,
because Roberto's Records is the most popular show. And now that we have us two co-hosting this podcast, I think we're gonna double our views.
Oh yes,
I'm confident.
We're gonna double our views. We're gonna double the amount of time that this podcast gets released. It will be very monumental, just like how our new synonym is.
Hell, I think we're gonna surpass Character Gallery in views.
Are you kidding me?
You hear that, Matt and Lemmy?
Ooh,
watch out!
Wow, you're just attacking everyone in community radio right now.
Well, I mean, I got kicked out. That just wasn't right.
Oh, so you're holding a grudge.
I'm finally here though to set things right again. Like Roberto's campaign is doing, bringing reform to the Thomas community.
Right, yes. There will be no more Baja Blast stealing, even though on Roberto's Records, I announced that Jolt Cola will be the new official drink of the Wooden Railway community. I did not take that idea from Matt at all, But, there will be no more Baja Blast mongering, or whatever word that is. It would just be a peaceful place where we can all be together, and Matt won't sell us out to the Chuckington community. You know Chuckington, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Who doesn't know Chuckington?
Right. So Matt will totally have sold us out to them. All of our information for those plastic or products, or I don't know. Do they even have their own Wooden Railway line?
Yeah, they did.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
But it was mostly plastic.
Yeah, when I look at it, it looks like it's mainly like a plastic Wooden Railway line, but it also kind of looks metallic too. I don't know why. Like, they use metal for some of the bodies of the trains. I mean, at least that would make sense to me,
Yeah, I see what you mean. But, of course, MPS would sell us out to them.
Of course, I think the
Good
S
for
and
nothing, Chuggington Wooden Railway.
I believe the S and MPS stands for sellout. I mean, that was kind of a harsh attack, I know, and attacking the community opponent is over. But I think we can still always attack him. I don't feel wrong.
Oh yeah, it's only for the good of the people.
Yes, for the good of our fabulous Wooden Railway associates and our wonderful tree of the podcast viewers. I still can't get over the fact that tree is apparently a synonym for landmark.
I bet you Mr. MPS didn't know that.
Because
Mr. MPS is uneducated. but we are educated.
Oh my god. Man, it's a dig. Is there anybody else in the community where you want to make a dig towards? You can make a dig towards Taj. You can make a dig towards PercyNo6, even though I think you already have.
Oh, I can make hundreds more digs to PercyNo6. First of all,
please go on.
First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that PercyNo6 always claims that he so dreadfully had to choose me for a crossover when, in reality, if you would have watched the video, you would have seen that I was the one that didn't want to do the crossover, and he was the one that forced me into doing it.
Oh my god, that crossover video was something else for me.
Do you have a story about it, Roberto? I
do, because the Bostro scene was very, very difficult to do. Because I filmed it at my friend's house, and apparently he doesn't have a ledge in his sink that separates, like two sinks. It's just one big rectangle or square or something,
Yeah, no, he doesn't have two separate I don't know what you call them, two separate
a tub, I guess, you know?
Two separate sink tubs, yeah.
Yeah, alright, so what we had to do is I had to, improvise. We had to balance the bowl strode and the frying pan provided by myself on, like, the ledge. And the first take went wonderfully. The only thing we didn't realize is that he was filming it on vertical, like MPS's old videos were, vertical. And we need this to be landscape. So we had to reshoot it, and for some reason, every time I would put the bolstrode in there, I do my line, I put bolstrode in there, he wouldn't fall into the sink. And then I told him to keep filming, and what I would do is I would inch the frying pan a little bit closer to the edge so it could fall in the sink, and then eventually the frying pan would just fall into the water with bolstrode still in my hand in the middle of my line. So we had to reshoot that over and over again. And what sucks is that the first take went amazing, that we couldn't use it. But luckily here, I'll tell you viewers something here. I was able to use that take of it being on vertical mode in my campaign video against Matt, because it was all the video footage was to the left. And the for the hard of hearing, I put captions of what the robot was speaking, because I wasn't going to record this on my own. I used the robot to speak it. And then the speaking robot the captions of the speaking robot was on the right. And, I just want to say that I think it was very, very, there was some sort of significance that all the video clips with Matt were in black and white, and then all the happy ones were in color. To give you an idea of what a community under MPS would be like. Don't you think so, Roman?
Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, you all viewers saw it coming from a mile away, clearly, as you all voted for the right candidate. MPS just would have brought us down. Like, suppressing bottom trains. We've moved past that.
Totally. You know what? I would like to think that his debate performance in the last episode of Blue Midwest Mysteries was probably very beneficial for me. Gotta put it out there. I think it was very beneficial for me.
Oh yeah, it definitely gave you some publicity that you deserved.
right, that I deserve. I think a lot of these undecided voters actually swayed their opinions for me at the end of it. Because I am a candidate of the people. I may have not that many subscribers as MPS, but that just means I am a candidate of the people.
Hey, at least you still show your videos. MPS just
That
hides
is true.
them.
That is true. I mean, I would admit they were gone for a little bit, but the fact of the matter is that they are here right now. You can go see them. You can go view them. And I guess they are here to stay.
Where are the videos, MPS? What are you hiding?
Yes, I would like to know, what is he hiding. Yeah, it's funny, like, I think, like, back in high school, people would be so embarrassed, I guess most people would be embarrassed that they have an interest in Thomas. Because, like, in high school, I think you worry more about how you project yourself onto others, but as you become older, you're like, yeah, I don't care anymore. If they want to know, sure. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, no, I definitely get that feeling because like I've been going through that for the last few years. Like just this year, I'm applying for college, right? And I haven't been open about my Thomas interest in high school, at least so far. But now that I've been applying for college, like I've been writing about it a little bit in some of my essays that I've needed to write because they just like some of the questions I've been asked just kind of fall into that category, what is a quirk that you have, and I would write about Thomas. So yeah, I'm starting to become more open about it and not as careful about it. And I would probably be open about it in college. That's at least what I'm seeing myself doing. So yeah, I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah, because I do, it just, all that talking about having my videos up kind of brought me back to when there was a time where I didn't have any of those videos up. I just had this prank call series I used to do with Johnny, Henry is Grade 15, and the YouTube poops I made. But other than that, the wooden railway stuff was all gone. And I brought it back a few years ago. Because I just kind of had that, like, okay, well, I don't care what they think. I think people would be more impressed with the fact that I was making money off of these videos when I was 15, 14. And I'm like, whoa, you're making money? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if anyone ever makes fun of me, for it, I'm just going to tell them, well, bitch, have you made $500 off YouTube? And I know that's not really a lot in the grand scheme of things, but, I mean, when you fucking think of YouTube, you don't think that you're gonna make money. You think you're just gonna post stupid videos and then 4 people are gonna watch. So $500 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, or better than that, you're making $500 on toy train videos. Like, where is the market for that? That's the impressive part right there. I am telling more of my friends about, my close friends about the Thomas thing. So anyways, Roman, I think that's a good note to wrap on. I think our trees need to get back to planting more trees.
Yeah, I think they need to spread their little seedlings. But I just like to acknowledge one more thing that really frustrated me about the MPS campaign. And
what is it?
And this goes for PercyNo6 too. Our obviously not biased debate moderator. Oh, definitely not biased.
I never even considered those being biased.
Those two, for months, have been calling me a bottom train, when, in fact, let me look this up right now, just so we have current day information.
Well, it's going to be like 11 days delayed.
Okay, 11-day delayed information, but, let me just get a recent count, and our fellow trees...
You can put a comment.
Our fellow trees, if you want to verify it too on the day this comes out, sure, go right ahead, but...
You can put a comment and with an updated statistic.
Yeah.
On the video when it comes out.
But let me just... Okay, so... Alright. So I'm considered a bottom train to those two, but But if you combine the sub counts of both MPS and PercyNo6, they come out to 7.4k subscribers. Do you know how many subscribers I have? 7.33k. So just me alone, I'm nearly there. I have almost the total of both MPS and PercyNo6's subscribers, and they still call me a bottom train. Now, I'd like to ask you, PercyNo6 and MrMPS, who really are the bottom trains?
Mic drop moment. Well, everyone, thank you for watching this episode of Blue Midwest Mysteries with myself and my friend Roman TWR Empire, and we'll see you back here for the next monumental episode of Blue Midwest Mysteries. You guys take care now, my special trees. My trees. I'll even name all the other things again. Remember, you know what? I don't think there's going to be a vote anymore. You're just our trees. It's official. I already closed out of the page. The monumental episode. Alright, fellas. Take care, and we'll see you for the next installment of Blue Midwest Mysteries.
Roberto 2020!